that this will be committed to the Committee on National Cohesion, Equal Opportunity and Regional Integration. So it's ordered. The next statement is from Senator Mutula Jr.
Thank you. Thank you, Speaker. Madam Speaker, I seek a statement on the directive by the Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Sports, Culture, Heritage, to the Sports Registrar to undertake an inspection of Football Kenya Federation and disbursements and administration of funds from the Sports, Art and Social Development Fund during the financial year 2019-2020 to date. Madam Speaker, pursuant to Standing Order 48.1, I rise to seek a statement from the Chairperson of the Standing Committee on Labour and Social Welfare regarding the directive by the Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Sports and Culture and Heritage to the Sports Registrar to undertake an impromptu inspection on Football Kenya, FKF. In the statement, the Chairperson should state the following. 1, the provisions of the Sports Act that led to the impromptu decision by the Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Sports, Culture and Heritage to direct inspection of Football Kenya for a period of not less than 2 weeks from 18th October 2021 and to a report to be submitted to her on or before 2nd November 2021. 2, state the reasons why Football Kenya, a statutory body under the law, was not issued with a notice of inspection citing nature of the reasons of inspection, the documents required, material or evidence relied upon by the Cabinet Secretary in making the said decision. 3, state whether the Cabinet Secretary is aware that the said inspection team was largely composed of officers from the Criminal Investigation Department and National Intelligence Service. 4, explain the reasons the Chairperson of the said committee sought to remove the documents from the Football Kenya Federation offices for the period 1st July 2014 to date contrary to Section 52.3 of the Sports Act. 5, explain the reasons why the Cabinet Secretary usurped the powers of the Registrar to conduct the alleged inspection. 6, confirm whether the Cabinet Secretary is aware that the team of inspectors she appointed purported to conduct an inspection for 2 days, which presupposes that there was already a decision made prior to the inspection. 7, state the total amount of money disbursed to the Sports, Art and Social Development Fund by the government and donor partners for the financial year 2019-2020 to date and table a detailed schedule on the disbursement. 8, inform the Senate on the amounts of funds approved by the Commissioner of Sports and the Funds Oversight Board for the disbursements of various sports federations, including FKF, for the financial year 2019-2020 to date. 9, provide a detailed breakdown and evidence of funds disbursed to various sports federations, stating the amount disbursed to each federation. 10, provide the particulars of the over 111 million spent by the fund on behalf of various sports federations, an appropriate schedule on the amounts and federations on whose behalf the said funds were spent, stating the legal basis for the expenditure. 11, make available the details of the disbursements made directly or through sports federations to support the national teams to participate in various competitions in the financial year 2019-2020 to date, including particulars of payments made by way of mobile money transfer or through bank accounts. Last, table details of the sums purportedly advanced to the national teams amounting to 433,500,000 on 27th of October, while the Football Kenya Federation records indicate that the money sent to them between 2019 to 2021 is 355,512,205. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Allow me to say this, Madam Speaker, that the importance of this statement, Madam Speaker, in one sentence, is that the Cabinet Secretary intends to disband FKF based on this alleged inspection, and therefore may lead to a ban of football in Kenya. This statement, therefore, Madam Speaker, is very urgent. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Honorable Senators, I know why Senator Jeriat is saying please, because I'm seeing about 6, 7 people who are interested in this one. And all of you are footballers. Except Senator Murkomen became an athlete the other day. Okay, Senator Murkomen, you're the first one.
Madam Speaker, for the record, I'm the captain of the Senate football team and the vice captain of the football team in Bunge. And Madam Speaker, this is a sector that I take so seriously, especially the sports sector. We have a problem in the Ministry of Sports and the management of sports in this country. We have a problem in terms of Kenya, where it places sports. Even though we pay lip service to our message that we want to sort problems affecting youth, we put little resources on the sports sector. And the statement that Senator Mutula Kilonzo has come with, we would like to know how much of the sports fund is being used for sports. Because we are told, Madam Speaker, that billions of money that was meant for sports are now being used in universal health care instead of being used where we deserve. Now, we are told that the ministry wants to investigate FKF and particularly single out only FKF, but they cannot demonstrate to the Republic of Kenya how much resources have been put to FKF. We cannot ask to receive that which we have not invested, Madam Speaker. And I want to request, look at the question of banning of stadium. Look at the issue, Madam Speaker, of building of extra 9 stadia in this country. Look at the problem of Kamarin Stadium, Madam Speaker, where you know very well that more than 3,000 athletes are training around Iten. And at the moment, there was a contractor given a little amount of money to start the project. Now the place is dilapidated. The athletes cannot train, footballers cannot play there. Then, instead of focusing in providing the infrastructure for supporting sports, now the Cabinet Secretary wants to interfere with football in this country in a manner that if we are going to be banned, most of our youth, Madam Speaker, especially from Nairobi County, from most of the western counties, Madam Speaker, are going to lose the opportunity to participate in a very important sport, which is the most popular sport in the Republic of Kenya. I hope Senator Sakaja, and I don't know why he has gone somewhere, or he's here. I thought you were running away from responsibility. You always run away from responsibility. This is an area, Madam Speaker, that Senator Sakaja and his committee must not just give us a comprehensive report, but must give us a snapshot, a summary within the next 1 week to avert the crisis that will going to be devil this country. I thank you, Madam Chair.
Honorable Senators, I'm sorry I didn't give the limitation of time, but let's take not more than 3 minutes, please, so that everybody gets a chance. Senator Watangula Moses Masika.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, how times change. When Senator Murkomen was majority leader, he would never allow us to question where the stadiums were. But now I'm happy that he's seen the light and he knows there are no stadiums. Madam Speaker, this question is very important. And I want to urge my distinguished nephew that you broaden the scope of inquiry, not only on football, but sports in this country. Madam Speaker, FKF is now limping. Instead of getting support, we are embarking on punitive and malicious investigation against it. I would want us to be told how much money has been set aside for football in this country, how much is going to FKF, and how much is going to the grassroots branches of FKF. Because we have a lot of teams that are playing second-tier football out there, Madam Speaker, that are really struggling when there is a budget line for support of football. In addition to that, Madam Speaker, I want to encourage my distinguished nephew, the Senator for Nairobi, that also to look at the management of athletics and explain to this country and this House why Mandarins of athletics fly to Olympics first class when our gold-winning athletes go on economy class and are given small pittance and put in dormitories when non-runners are staying in five-star hotels. When other countries, when they take the athletes to the Olympics, to the Commonwealth, World Games, they are treated like national heroes, Madam Speaker. Our athletes here bring fame and glory to this country through personal initiative. No support from the state. And we want to have a blueprint and a policy statement coming from a committee that is chaired by a very illustrious nephew to yours truly, that these things must change. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Jeriet Aaron Kikuruny.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, when Senator Mutula Kilonzo was concluding, he made a very important request which will require your adjudication. When you appear before a judge sometimes, Madam Speaker, and you are sure that between the time of determination of a case or whatever matter you are with before him or her, you are likely to suffer a particular prejudice, you raise it. Senator Mutula Kilonzo brought to your attention that the CS for Sports is about to make such a disastrous decision that will affect future generations of this country. If she goes ahead and does the act of suspending FKF or trying to illegally remove from office those officials, we are likely to be banned. And in this COVID season, Madam Speaker, you need to look at what has happened to our country known as Chad, who have been banned from any football-related activity, including their international players who play in other leagues not being recognized just because of such reckless decisions. CS Amina may be good in other things, but taking her to sports was the worst decision ever. I know this from personal experience, Madam Speaker, because 2 months ago when I brought before this House a bill on sports, she had the audacity to write to the Speaker of this House saying that Parliament should stop this legislative work until she brings a bill before this House. What audacity is that, Madam Speaker? Therefore, we need to take a determination on a very important issue. That, Madam Speaker, can you guide that minister, first of all, be stopped from making any decision on FKF, and second and most importantly, be brought here within 48 hours. If she's in the country, what is so difficult for a minister to appear before the Republic of Kenya? Because this is Senate sitting on behalf of the people of Kenya. Madam Speaker, we plead on behalf of all football-loving Kenyans. I know there is a debate about the success or failure under the current regime, but you see, two wrongs can never make a right. We must begin by having a serious conversation like adults. The things that Senator Moses Wetangula is mentioning, why are you, before CS Amina can ask for results from FKF, what are the investments that he has put into that institution? It cannot be the paltry figures that you are being told and you expect results. Therefore, Madam Speaker, we plead with you, make a determination on the final request that Senator Mutula Kilonzo has made. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Senator. What you are asking actually is in the hands of Senator Sakaja. The minute we hand over the question to the committee, he will have the powers to do what you are asking for. So it is not really the Speaker to do it, it is the committee, and they have done it very successfully in other committees. Yeah. Senator Wambua Enokio.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, on this matter, I speak for and on behalf of football players in Gitui County, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, it's actually a shame what the Minister for Sports is attempting to do. A shame because, Madam Speaker, our ministry and collectively the government has either been unable or unwilling to create jobs to engage young people. And what young people have resorted to do, Madam Speaker, all over the country, is that they have coalesced into football clubs and groups, and they are playing soccer as the only engagement that they have at the moment, Madam Speaker. The least that we should expect from the Ministry of Sports at such a time as this is support from the very top to the bottom, Madam Speaker. That, Madam Speaker, today we are dealing with a minister who is contemplating banning FKF at a time that young people, Madam Speaker, are engaging themselves in active sporting activities is a shame of serious magnitude. Madam Speaker, I want to say this, that instead of the minister asking investigative agencies to look into the operations of FKF, she should do two things. One, first, she should do proper, adequate funding for the operations of FKF. Secondly, Madam Speaker, she should invite these investigative agencies to our ministry and find out how money in that ministry is being used. Because instead of the money going to the expansion of sporting activities, and especially the support of football, that money is being pilfered left, right, and center. Madam Speaker, I say, as my friend Senator Cheryl has said, the minister must not be allowed to take that step of banning FKF. She should never be allowed to do that. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Inima Gertrude Musuruve.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to support this statement. And I thank Senator Mutula for coming up with the statement. And Honorable Speaker, just to even speak on behalf of the youths in Lugari constituency, this decision of disbanding FKF is not well thought, Honorable Speaker. And I want to give an example of what I went through when I was holding the Musuruve tournament, that is for identifying talent among youths and nurturing talent. It is going on very smoothly just because FKF is there. FKF have their own rules, and so the youths ensure that they are adhering to the rules, so that any youth that become hooligans are actually not allowed to play, Honorable Speaker. There's a big role that FKF is playing, and there is need for us to ensure that FKF is not disbanded, but if investigation is done, let those who are mismanaging FKF be brought to account, but it should not be disbanded just because of the big role that they play. I have seen it when I'm holding my tournament, and the FKF is playing a very big role because it brings even referees who are neutral, it brings even the chairman who are neutral, and on a neutral ground, then players are able to play well without any intimidation and without any favorism, Honorable Speaker. So my thinking is that FKF should not be disbanded, and sports in this country should be supported, Honorable Speaker, especially the youths in Lugari. I've seen them very active during my tournament, and it is something that is commendable. So the government should bring in more money and support for football, because even women are playing football, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Senator Cherargei Samson.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Where I come from, Nandi County is the source of champions. We only depend on sports and agriculture, which is on its deathbed. As you are aware, fertilizer now is 5,000 Kenyan shillings, so we rely only on sports. Madam Speaker, it is very unfortunate, and I have said before, that CS Amina Mohammed and senior ministry officials must resign for presiding over mega corruption. Madam Speaker, can you believe in 40 billion sports fund? One of the items that the Ministry of Sports have allocated is woodball. They have allocated at 1 million. For woodball, woodball means mchezo wa mbao, 31 million. Madam Speaker, another item in sports fund, they have allocated 80 million is Kung Fu. The ones 81 million, Madam Speaker, and yet things like rugby, athletics, football has not been funded, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the sports stadia in Kisumu, the one in Kirigiti and Kiambu, and the one in Wanguru in Kirinyaga have cobbled 23 billion. But there is nothing to show for it. FIFA has not even met the standards, Madam Speaker. So what we are saying, in short, in the interest of the sports, and even avoid banning FKF, the CS in charge of sports and senior government officials must be shown the door, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, finally, you remember last week or 2 weeks ago or 1 month ago, I brought statement over the shambolic issues of Tokyo, the Olympics, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the CS has not even have the audacity to appear before Senator Sakaja's, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, and finally, Senator Murkomen came to the Agnes Tirop funeral. Even the CS of sports did not attend the funeral of Agnes Tirop, despite being the champion of this republic, Madam Speaker. Even covering our coffin with the Kenyan flag was not done, Madam Speaker. Even bringing even 10 shillings or even government support to support the funeral of our fallen heroine, Madam Speaker, Agnes Tirop, the Ministry of Sports did not participate. So, Madam Speaker, in short, the risk of banning FKF will put us into serious problems with FIFA, Madam Speaker. And you are aware when you interfere with sports, it means we risk banning from FIFA. What does it translate? Many young Kenyans who are hustlers, who hustle through football, Madam Speaker, will not have an opportunity to be able to play in the local league and have enough an opportunity. Madam Speaker, I request, because there is a statement of athletics before Senator Sakaja's committee that I brought on the shambolic Tokyo Olympics. Madam Speaker, finally, you saw under 20 champions. Even the celebrated Ferdinand Omunyala, because the NOC officials and ministry officials were busy taking selfies, they could not allow the coach of Ferdinand Omunyala into the stadium because the list of NOC and other officials were busy in the stadium, Madam Speaker. So I want to challenge, Madam Speaker, that Amina Mohammed, the CS and senior officials, be fired by the President Uhuru Kenyatta and be given lighter duties. I think that is why she can do better there. But we must agree that FKF should not be banned. He should tell the country how much money he has invested in football, in athletics, in rugby, and in volleyball to give a better results in this republic. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Senator Imana Malaki. Charles.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me the time to also support this particular statement. Madam Speaker, as other honorable members have said, athletics in this country is very important, especially for young, especially because of the fact that they don't have jobs. They need something to expend their energies so that they do not create havoc. So to try to avoid athletics or to avoid games in the country is tantamount to just leaving those particular young people without any avenue for their strength and for their activities. Madam Speaker, I also want to speak on another aspect, the aspect of tribalism. I want to bring this to the attention of the House and to the attention of the country and to the attention of the trainers, wherever they may be. There is a bit of tribalism that is creeping into athletics, especially when it comes to selecting athletes that go to compete outside the country. Like this time, competing out in Tokyo in the Olympics, in training camps, if a particular athlete qualifies and they are deemed from a particular tribe that is not very liked, they are left out. That is horrible. That kind of tribalism should not creep into athletics. I'm talking about a situation where a Turkana athlete qualified to go and run in the Olympics, and that athlete was replaced by another one of a different tribe, of a favorable tribe, of a tribe that is supposed to be the only runners in this country. Madam Speaker, it's not true to say that a particular tribe or some tribes in this country are the only runners. I can tell you that Turkana people can run down a cow, can run as fast as everybody else, but to kind of always think that somebody, like our young honorable member here says, somebody from a particular region is the only runner that could be, is fallacious. It's not true. So let's look at the situation and try to avoid selecting people based on tribal basis. People who have worked so hard, people who have run so hard, people who qualify like others should be given that particular chance to go and show their talents in the world. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Langat, Christophe Andrew.
Okay, thank you, Madam Speaker, for also giving me this chance to support this particular statement. And I want to say that sports in this particular country has remained to become very important as a source of income for some people in this country, coupled up with the fact that there is a lot of shortage of employment in this country, and most of our youths and even other people engage themselves in sports for livelihood, for their economic livelihood. And I want to say also that sports in these countries should be encouraged. It is a source of great entertainment, knowing very well that we are in a country full of a lot of challenges, and most of the people you have heard, Madam Speaker, engage themselves in very weird activities. You have seen families murdering one another because of stresses, but if you check what is controlling our youths and giving them some work to do, is sports, is games and sports. So I want to say that instead of this particular sector being encouraged, it is very sad to hear that the Cabinet Secretary, Amina Mohammed, whom I respect a lot because she was the CS Education when I was the chair, and she used to do well. I'm shocked that she has engaged herself into such a very disheartening decision. So I want to say, banning Football Kenya Federation is unwelcomed at this particular moment. And we'd like to ask even the committee that will take over this particular issue to take it seriously and make sure that Amina appear before this House, the committee of the whole, so that she explains so many things that are challenging things to do with sports in this particular country. In fact, most of the stadiums that are supposed to be upgraded up to today, they are so devastated, they are very demotivating, and other things to mention. So I want to say that I support this particular statement, and I would like to ask most of the CSS to be consulting so that they get proper information instead of making street statements that affect Kenyans very seriously. These are very important statements. I want to congratulate the senator who brought it before all of us, and I want to say that it should be supported by all of us. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Senator Abdul Mohammed.